our plate, we got the dressing, the macaroni. We got the greens with cornbread on it.
With cornbread.
All right, we got the ham. I'm not a turkey person, so we got ham.
Yeah.
We got sweet potatoes.
Marshmallow, no marshmallow.
No marshmallow.
Yams or sweet
Nah,
potato?
no, just sweet potatoes.
Okay.
And then we got Hawaiian rolls. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Basic.
So Hawaiian, what I hear is Hawaiian roll and cornbread.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because they serve two different rolls.
Yeah.
Especially when you're eating the cornbread with greens.
Yeah, you
Yes.
gotta eat.
Welcome back to another episode of Storytime Podcast. It's episode 12, and we're back in the building, the original building of our basement lobby recording.
How does it feel?
It feels good because we're in the basement where I'm feeling better, right?
It all started.
Nah, it really does feel good. And well, you know, this one feel good. Let's see if y'all can guess this one.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving in my tummy in my bunny. That was a bad analogy. I'm gonna get better at them. It depends on the week, to be honest. But let's break it down. How was I know last week we left with the Bell Week. We talked about some good topics last week. Essentially, I'm gonna try by the end of this film too. I'm gonna try and get back to our comments because I remember I was telling you about a comment. But get back to our comments that we've been getting on our YouTube channel about the Storytime podcast. But I do want to start with my condolences to the family of Jose Jenkins, a Mission City native. He did pass away last night early yesterday morning, and we do want to take a moment of silence for that. So. Other than on that note, let's talk about. We left with the Bell game. We got it was a hectic week. Let's talk. Let's talk, guys. Who want to kick it off?
Always gotta start. On the end.
Z.
How was the week?
I mean, it was a good week. I don't got too much to complain about. Skipped a couple classes, did some relaxing. Got my work done for the most part. I mean, except for the quiz that I'm pretty sure I failed today, but we don't gotta talk about that too much. I mean, besides for the Bell weekend, which we touched on a little in the last podcast.
Which we won. Let's clarify.
Yeah,
that.
we won.
Let's clarify
game.
that.
It was a crazy game. But I mean, other than that, like it's been a pretty dead week to be honest. And then going into this break, I'm gonna relax and enjoy myself.
Smooth.
I've had an emotional roller coaster of a week. Started off with some black ice. Right, I have an interesting story now about driving in
Tell the story.
black ice.
What happened?
Lost
Please
control of my car on Sunday morning, and we ended up in a ditch, and the car totaled. Right.
Oh wow.
At this point, right, really glad to have my life. Right. I think that for me, the only moment that I really vividly remember of that was the moment where I realized that I had lost control of the car and I probably wasn't going to get it back. And it was like, I actually didn't know what to expect, right? So I didn't know if we were going to run into another vehicle, if we were going to run into a ditch, if we were going to run into a lake, if we were going to flip, right? So it was kind of scary, right? But coming out on the other side of that, I think I probably should have gave myself more time to really even just be with myself, right, and kind of get myself back together. But instead, I tried to push through, and I think it may have hurted me, right, trying to push through that. But at least I made it to the break. Today is Friday, right? I made it through, and we can go back and try to go back and fix some stuff later. But
Yeah. Wow. So were you trying to stop and you just slid, or was it just like a?
No, it was I think what it was is we went from a part of the road that had no ice, right, very quickly to a part it was as soon as we went under an overpass, right, and then it was as soon as we went under that overpass, I immediately lost control, and it was type thing, right. So I was trying to get it back on track, but didn't work out that way.
Prayers. Thank God we're still alive on that.
Right.
Thank
Seriously.
God.
Facts.
I actually thought I was about to clock out, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
That is good. So my week has been
Have you totaled the Amazon truck yet?
no.
Intentionally?
No, they paid me too much to stay to do that. My week was okay. I did not expect any snow to come, so I didn't dress for that day. I'm actually glad I didn't drive to the Bell game and stay outside because I actually got sick on Sunday and Monday, and I was not feeling well. But somehow I still managed to go to work. But I actually do feel better now and ready to, enjoy some good food tomorrow.
Yeah. Excited for our Friendsgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Going off that sickness though, I think we all kind of came down with something early this week. I know for us three for sure. Like we were all just sniffling and coughing. And I don't know what it is.
It's going around.
I know I missed my flu shot this year, but dang, like what
It definitely ain't the flu.
I don't know what it is.
I don't think it's that bad.
You would know if it was the flu.
And I also feel like, and I don't think it was COVID,
Nah.
because I would know if it was COVID too. It just felt like
It's just like a cold, bro.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
cold, yeah.
I'm just not
It
used
ain't that
to a
deep.
cold. The last cold, well, no, it is deep because I'll say the last cold that I had or thought that I had was actually COVID. So like, the fact that I had a cold was almost like a blessing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it wasn't, I wasn't sleeping with bags of ice on my chest because I was,
Had a fever.
had a fever and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was almost like, almost felt good when I felt bad. Like it
Yeah.
was one of those things, and it's crazy that COVID can really open your eyes to so much that it opens your eyes to there's so much that we've been dealing with that we kind of take for granted.
Yeah.
But other than that, very productive week. We got over that. Very it took about a week, but. Got over that. What else this week? Bell game, we started off. First quarter, we were down 21-0. While we were doing the Bell game, we came back and, won very productively. We spent time in the press box. We were up there, doing some surveys, collecting data for some initiatives that we have pushing for Wabash College. And essentially, I just, found my place in life that one day I'll be a big donor of Wabash, one of those big donors. So expect a check from me, Wabash. With the discretion there.
Yeah.
Maybe. With the discretion there, maybe. But
last weekend, like I said, I was going to do. We finished decorating a little bit for Christmas, even though you guys were hating on me for it.
Did you put a turkey on top of the tree?
No, we actually don't have a tree topper. We did put some ornaments up and some other decorations around the apartment. Listening to Christmas music and stuff.
So for the people who think that you should avoid it till after Thanksgiving, do you think y'all can compromise if y'all don't at least top the tree until after Thanksgiving, right? Like you just putting everything in
If it was
place.
up to me, I'd like to see his tree decorated for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
no. No.
So you're on his side. Okay. I thought you were like
No. What I'm saying is not a Christmas tree, a Thanksgiving tree.
I see what you're
It's
saying.
like little turkeys on there and like.
I'm sure they do that too.
So
Don't they?
I'm gonna tell you what we did though. So we have this white, it's like a chalkboard that we have in the apartment, and when the seasons change or whatever, my girlfriend, she always changes it with markers and decorates and everything. So she put a turkey on the board for Thanksgiving. So
That's
so we have a turkey and then we have a Christmas tree. So it's kind of weird. But
that's like those door hangers, like the things that you put on the door, like the what are those called? Shoot.
a wreath.
Yeah.
Wreath. Yeah. Like you
I
put.
thought you were talking about the signs that go on the doorknobs, but y'all
No. We're talking about this.
Do not disturb.
Right.
The things that you
The
kind of
sock on the
change as
doormat.
the seasons change. You put a different,
different wreath.
or even like a
Yeah.
doormat. You would try and put
Right.
a different doormat.
Well, yeah, my mom has a fall wreath.
Yeah.
It's instead of the green one for Christmas, it's
Yeah.
fall leaves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So she puts that up for Thanksgiving and stuff. But
And in Chase's household, it's the whiteboard.
Yeah, we have
it's a little turkey on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
It's the whiteboard with the different designs on it.
Yeah. So, but with Thanksgiving coming up, and this episode will be out after Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I think we need to address. You guys didn't hear this, but we need to address what Kabir said, which
What
is the
Kabir
fact
said?
he asked if we put gravy
On sweet potato.
on sweet potatoes.
Oh, let's raise the question. Let's raise the question.
So let me
Okay,
ask you
but I
guys,
don't
have you
eat
ever heard
sweet
of that?
potatoes, and I don't eat yams, so I wouldn't really know like if you put gravy on sweet.
You can't blame him.
For the cars that he was dealt.
You see what I'm saying?
See, my mom never made them, but she always said she liked them, but she just
Right.
never made them. So I never really ate them.
But gravy,
It's hard.
Gravy, though?
It's hard. It's hard.
Anybody would understand, would take a guess like.
How about
Like,
the
hey, you
how,
put gravy on regular potatoes. Why not?
really,
how do,
really
how do
stretching my
we how do we
empathy right
feel
now.
about the word casserole? Because that word's been getting tossed around a whole lot now that Thanksgiving's coming up.
Who's bringing a casserole? It ain't coming from my house.
Because
The only acceptable casserole is green bean casserole for Thanksgiving.
Never
That's
had
my
it.
opinion.
nah, I've
Because
never had
it's
it
not
either.
acceptable.
I have had it.
I have never,
never had it.
And
Is
it
that a white people thing?
when it's particular, like I would say yes, and I would say like
Yeah.
particularly more northern.
Yeah.
But they do it in the South. But like it's not that bad when it's made well. It's actually like really good.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole. Yeah. But
That's one of my favorites.
What is everybody's favorite dish? Since you just said,
Oh, I mean,
That's what we should
mac
do.
and cheese always been my favorite. So
Yes.
I don't know, bro. Like,
come back. I have to come back.
You sound like you was about to throw up for a
I
second.
don't know. I get so many good options. Like they
Man.
really all work together for me.
this?
Like they
How about this? How about we all go around and we describe what our plate's gonna look like?
Oh,
Okay,
okay, I like
bet,
that. I
bet,
like
bet.
that.
Say
Yeah.
less, say
Alright.
less.
So for me, it's gonna be ham, no turkey,
Yep.
mashed potatoes with
Okay.
or without gravy. It depends on how the mashed potatoes taste. I like to taste them without the gravy to see if they need it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the ham, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, mac and cheese, stuffing, corn, and bread.
That-
Hawaiian
I
rolls.
almost want to say, because this is such a teaser right now. I almost want to say we should wait till after we eat it. Like we should come back next week and be like, okay, this is what I ate. Because right now this is just gonna make me so hungry.
I gotta talk about my plate.
I was gonna say like no, I already pictured
Y'all
it.
did it?
I'm
Y'all made
picturing
it.
it. I gotta talk about it
think,
now.
You gotta think about the viewers, Chris, and the listeners. Because
Right.
like they're listening to this the day after Thanksgiving. You know what I'm
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, go.
I'm gonna have my plate right. And I'm gonna put. I gotta have some dressing.
Yeah.
That's rule number one. You gotta have a dressing and I need turkey and
Now
dressing.
is it dressing or stuffing?
Both. I mean,
saying? See, I call it stuffing.
It's a little it's
and
a
wherever
little
you
different.
from, where you from might change how you pronounce it.
I think
but
stuffing
it's
is actually
really
stuffed in a
dressing.
a bird, right?
Yeah.
Is that,
Okay,
like is that
okay,
fair?
okay.
Like a chicken or a turkey? Like stuffing is stuffed in
Okay.
a bird.
So on that, right? We usually have two types, right?
Okay.
It's in the bird stuffing and out the bird stuffing.
I would say
I'm
that's
a
the
out the
difference.
bird type.
So
of,
like
I'm a out
the
bird
stove
type.
top type.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That and like that's what we would call dressing.
Yeah.
Out the
yeah.
bird.
Yeah.
I have no
Out the,
clue.
like I would say, like out the bird is dressing.
Yeah,
and then
that-
like
yeah.
in the bird is literally stuffing.
Okay, so I like,
right?
I like dressing then. I don't like stuffing.
But yeah, for sure. Like we got the dressing with the gravy. Got the mashed potatoes. You know what? I lied. I'm gonna say those for last. I may not, depending on if I have room. I need my greens. I need my mac and cheese.
He got the plate.
Like I need.
Now is this a sectioned off plate? Like is this?
No, it's not. Like it's really just like one
It's
big
all
Are
right
y'all,
circle.
are
there.
y'all powers?
You
Are
just-
y'all powers?
No.
Separate?
No,
They-
they
okay.
gotta stay relatively separate.
Okay.
But really, like the biggest problem is like the green juice. Like that's probably like the biggest
Yeah.
problem. Like the gravy you can kind of contain within
Right.
the dressing. But yeah, okay. So I got greens, mac and cheese, turkey and dressing. I might have room for a little mashed potatoes, and then I'll take for sure some like either ham or pork. Like sometimes like we like to like do like some like pork roast kind of thing. And that's usually really good. But that's usually what I take for the first plate. And then the second plate is really like seeing which one of those tastes best.
Yeah,
And
get
then
it
it's
again.
like,
Yeah.
Because it usually turns into like really like just mac and cheese and greens for me. Like I can have a whole plate of like half mac and cheese and like half greens. And if they're made right, like that's like
See,
that's it.
yeah, for me, like that second plate, usually it's like, whatever like tasted good the first time around, and
Right,
then I get
yeah.
some more of that. And it's always mac and cheese and stuffing, or
Right.
or what's it called, dressing.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are, it's always them two that's gonna be on there,
Right.
and then I might get some more mashed potatoes or some more ham or
Right.
something.
So I'm a deep fried turkey guy, so I need a deep fried turkey leg. Boom, right there. Cut it open.
Split open.
I need
Y'all
it
need
split
details.
open. I need baked mac and cheese. I need my baked beans in between both of them. I need the baked beans right there. I need my greens in the middle. I need my mashed potatoes and gravy. Hopefully they're not the box kind, but you take the potatoes, you mash them up, and you got the skin still on them. That's in
Oh,
them.
the skin's still on them. Is it the red skin?
The red skin potatoes.
Oh,
yeah.
You already know.
That's how my dad makes it.
Yo, big time in her.
And I need that turkey gravy fresh off the pot too, and a nice little Hawaiian roll.
Ooh, Hawaiian roll.
I forgot about Hawaiian rolls. Yeah, it's essential.
And I don't know if I'm gonna be as detailed as y'all.
Oh, and the dressing too. I need.
Oh, yeah, the dressing? I don't know if I'm gonna be as detailed as y'all now, but when I envision my plate, here we go. We got the dressing, the mac and cheese,
Oh, yeah.
essential,
Yep.
ham,
Yep.
essential,
Yep.
turkey, essential. What else we talking about? The sweet potatoes on there,
Right.
with the marshmallows on it,
I forgot about them.
or I ain't eating them. With the marshmallows,
Some people do.
Baked
with the
on there.
with the marshmallows.
Yeah.
Brown, like the marshmallow needs
Yeah.
to be baked into the.
I ain't had
But that's-
sweet potatoes, but I can tell you, like, that's always there. It's a staple, you know what I'm saying? That shit's certified.
And then on top of the dressing, I got the cranberry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I like the cranberry with the dressing. And I'm basic, y'all. I'm going to dessert after that. And my second plate gonna be, it's usually like how y'all said, but it's gonna be dressing, macaroni, and ham.
Yep.
That's my second plate.
Yeah.
That's my second plate. And I'll eat that for the whole week.
And maybe the
Facts.
Whole week.
Facts.
maybe the potatoes if they fire.
Oh, I missed something, y'all. Keep component.
What you miss?
Spaghetti.
Whoa.
Spaghetti.
Okay.
Spaghetti.
I ain't never had spaghetti on
Baked
this.
spaghetti.
Baked
spaghetti. Or baked beans.
Spaghetti.
I'm not a
Yeah, I
big
had
bean
beans.
type of
Why
guy.
y'all ain't?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Now wait,
fire. I'm gonna have to-
With the meat
the
in it.
sugar and
We put meat
the
in our
sugar baked
spaghetti.
beans, or you talking about
yes.
the navy beans? You
I
ain't
don't
never had either
eat beans.
Hawaiian roll.
I don't eat beans.
Hawaiian roll too.
Oh.
Hawaiian roll or some type of bit, whatever they got.
You gotta have a roll.
But greens, I be skipping on. I ain't gonna lie, I be skipping on the greens because
Yeah, some
they
good
first off the
greens.
mix don't even fit right with my plate, so I don't even be trying to.
Chris,
Get
You ain't
Chris,
had
bro,
no
you,
good
Chris, bro, you gotta
I
come
don't eat
to
them
my
though.
house.
They probably is. I don't eat them. Like I just don't get them.
Chris, bro, you gotta come to my house and try some green bean casserole.
Huh?
Green bean casserole. You gotta try some.
You gotta try it. You have to try it. I would not lie to you. I promise. Like I am very critical about food. I would not lie to you. If it's made correctly, green
Bring
bean
some back.
casserole.
I'm not
Bring some back.
look, I'm not a
It's
fan of
actually good.
vegetables, right? I don't really be eating vegetables. Like green bean casserole, I will put
What's
down
in
some
it?
green
I
beans.
was
I was about to
It's,
say
it's
like
really like just like green beans and then
cheese.
no, that's not cheese.
Uh-huh.
No, and it's like I don't want to get too into it because you know sometimes you
it's
tell the
detail.
ingredients and people don't want to eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you ain't gotta share it with me because you know me. If I think it's something I don't like in it, then I ain't gonna eat it.
Right,
What
so,
is it-
but
what is
it's
it
basically
taste
just like it's like green beans, but they're a little like
Lumpy.
they're like moist, they're like soft. You know what I'm saying? Because they're baked and like the pan and they got like crunchy like the little like
French
crunchy,
onion- the
crunchy
onions,
French onions on the
yeah.
top.
Oh, I don't even like French onion.
But like the thing about it is like most of the ingredients in the green bean casserole I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But like when it's all together, it's good. It's weird.
we'll just have them try it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you just gotta try it. Don't
Yeah.
think about it. It's
Oh,
good.
y'all forgot the
not
cornbread.
yet.
Oh no! See, no, I
Only
ain't
Jiffy
go
Lube.
yet.
Jiffy
See, I ain't
Lube.
go yet. I ain't go yet.
Okay.
All right.
Only Jiffy Lube.
So on my plate,
Mm.
we got the dressing,
Mm.
the macaroni,
Mm.
we got the greens with cornbread on it.
Mm.
All right, we got the ham. I'm not a turkey person, so we got ham.
Yeah.
We got sweet potatoes,
Marshmallow, no marshmallow.
no marshmallow.
Yams or sweet
Nah, no, just sweet potatoes.
Okay.
And then we got Hawaiian rolls. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Basic.
Basically.
So Hawaiian, what I hear is Hawaiian roll and cornbread.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because they serve two different rolls,
Yeah.
especially when you're eating the cornbread with greens.
Yeah, you
Yes.
gotta eat
Cornbread with
That's
greens.
just so like I ain't never like I would eat what's they called like the beans with the meat in it and the turkey like what is that called
like the baked beans.
no,
Oh,
not
you
baked
talking about
beans,
like
just
pork and beans?
pork and beans
Yeah.
yeah like I eat that before I eat some with some cornbread. I eat pork and beans with cornbread.
Chris, this is what I'm saying.
But like the greens y'all like that.
what you don't like about greens is how they were prepared, right? Like
No, I don't. It's not saying I don't like the taste. Like I just don't like green.
Are you talking about spinach or greens?
I don't know what it is, but it take like 12 hours to make. Like she be having to boil the big pot, like all you know, and like
pot, yeah.
I understand how long the efforts in the they put all the good stuff in there, but like it ain't on my plate. It's too messy.
I might have to bring you some.
Right, I was gonna say
greens.
big facts.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. You bring some, I'll bring some too.
Yeah.
I'd rather
bring
eat
you
some
greens.
some cleaner stuff, like
good greens, bro.
it's too
Whoa,
messy.
I'm
Cleaner.
appalled.
Cleaner.
What?
Like green beans. Y'all know what I'm saying? That's so.
I think you and Kabir maybe need to. I think you and Kabir would have a great Thanksgiving together. I was just saying.
I don't know.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the spaghetti.
That right?
Oh,
like
yeah,
really?
That's fire.
Yeah.
Well, I love
Spaghetti.
I love spaghetti.
Baked
You don't have to tell me
spaghetti.
spaghetti's fire because I hate
Baked
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti.
Yeah,
I
baked
heard baked
spaghetti.
spaghetti is the best,
It is.
but I've never had baked spaghetti.
I've just never had spaghetti on Thanksgiving.
Wait till we get to.
I didn't know they put sugar in baked spaghetti.
No, we don't do that.
You do a little bit.
Yeah,
They probably don't even know, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't-
There's some
we
people
don't do a
put
whole
sugar in
lot.
baked
We don't-
spaghetti. I didn't even know that.
It just very slightly like softens like.
And New Year, wait
It's
till
a
we get
art,
to New Year's
bro.
though, because I do, and we gotta wrap it up because we gotta get you on top. But
I mean, we could just make this a whole thing.
hey, wait till we get to New Year's because we do gumbo,
Ooh. Wait,
That's-
with the
making
okra in or okra out?
okra in,
Ooh.
like gumbo with
the
seafood,
jambalaya
cut
too?
everything,
Oh,
like,
seafood gumbo.
like everything.
Sausage,
Sausage,
seafood
like,
gumbo.
we big potted like.
I don't think you can make real gumbo without seafood.
No, I think that's Christmas. We do that. Sorry, we do gumbo for Christmas,
Yeah.
and then we do
Black eyed peas.
black eyed peas for we do black eyed peas for New Year's.
I can't
Whatever
eat
that stereo. I
Nasty.
mean, it's some. I
Black eyed
love
peas
black
are
eyed
really good, bro.
Those are nasty, bro.
Those are.
So y'all gonna sit here and
Love
tell
black
me
eyed
like y'all would eat black eyed peas
Over greens? Yes.
over
Well, I'll
greens?
eat, I'll eat it with both.
Yes.
I don't mind either.
They
He's
do,
the one that's.
and they do kind of go
They
together.
looking at you, man. Why you want to eat?
Like
They looking
absolutely
at you.
right. Like
All day, every day. I'll eat pork and beans over.
nah, black eyed peas and working
I mean,
beans.
not pork and
are-
beans. I'm gonna say black eyed peas over
It's so nasty.
black eyed peas on some white rice
Ooh,
with some cornbread.
That's worse.
With some cornbread.
That's worse.
With some
Oh
cornbread.
my.
Wait, what is worse? Just to add in the black eyed peas? The black eyed peas?
Rice.
Have y'all
Rice.
on white rice?
Nah, bro. Like,
Bro, y'all eat 'em.
bro. You act, bro.
I don't eat them. I don't eat them.
I like the beans and rice. That's the good red beans and rice. That's what.
Oh, okay.
red beans
red
and
beans and rice.
If it's just
Don't
white
put it-
rice,
don't put it in front. Red
But red beans and rice, if it's made perfectly,
If it's made right,
because that has black eyed peas in it, right? Or is it refried beans?
I don't know what's
I think it's more like refried.
Refried beans?
Like
Okay.
refried, probably.
black
people
eyed
do do
peas
black eyed
and
peas.
rice. What like?
Where y'all look? Where y'all get that from? Where did y'all get that?
My great
from?
grandma,
And she always put the rice in there.
always with the rice.
Okay.
Always with the rice.
All right.
And she back to she passed away like 8th grade I think, so she made it to like 92 I believe.
Man,
and she was alive with Martin Luther King and
MLK both, right.
and that immigration and stuff. So like our roots deep when it comes from that black eyed peas. Like I ate that as a kid growing up. The black eyed peas and rice in a bowl.
Y'all keep talking about these black eyed peas. I'm over here like, I got a feeling.
I got a feeling that it's time for a
Nice.
podcast. Y'all ready?
Yeah, no. I'm,
guys
wait,
all-
wait. I'm
Y'all gonna be mad
gonna
at us.
ask one more question, and then I'm gonna jump into like my quotes and everything.
Okay.
Jump to the topic. Have y'all ever had chitlins?
No.
I don't like them. I had them.
Pass.
My great grandma used to make us eat them
No.
You know.
I
with
never
hot
had 'em.
sauce.
Wow.
I've never had them either. I've seen them.
Really?
Made. I've seen them made. I refuse.
This is.
I used to be forced to eat.
This
it.
is a very sincere tradition in the South, and while I personally don't like it, just out of principle of what
Yeah,
it is,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I refuse.
and like how it smells, right? Like I just can't like. It's almost like the like black water thing. Like everything in my nature is telling me that's not a good thing to eat, or drink.
Yeah.
But like and that's how I feel about chitlins. It's like it's literally like pig intestines.
Yeah.
And like the process of like having to like extensively like clean them out, right? And like
We used to go get us a bucket of them chitlins. Go get us a bucket
Yeah.
of them chicken.
yeah.
And I used to be forced to eat these, boy. Like you gonna like them.
Nah.
I'm like,
I mean, not exactly the same thing.
I don't
but,
like
It's
this.
like the
Grandma.
texture.
Oh.
You talk about like how they smell and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh.
why I can't eat deviled eggs, bro.
Ah, right.
I smell
Okay.
some deviled eggs,
Yeah.
bro. I can't.
Y'all, I was about to say,
I
believe
love
that.
deviled eggs.
Yeah.
I love them, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's how I am with greens.
No.
I think he's talking about spinach, bro.
I think
swear
he has to talk about like
because collard greens are really good.
Like,
and if you
if
tasted them,
I-
they're really good.
If I'm being honest, I low-key do think my mom be putting spinach in it because like that's how she is. She
I was going to say,
Yeah,
like,
but a lot of people make spinach in their greens.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it is because it'd be slimy, y'all. Like, I think it is spinach. Now I think about it.
But
The
even
spinach is always
still
fine.
pretty good though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she makes spinach
some cheese on it,
and
bro.
green, but I don't like that texture. So yeah, y'all right. I think it is spinach. To
It
be
does
honest,
be
I think it is.
Because I'm gonna
spinach.
bring some greens tomorrow, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna low.
Nah, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm only gonna taste them.
Yes,
Chris,
you are.
you going?
I'll be like, I'll suck the flavor and be like this fire, but then I'm like, I ain't
Who making the
feeling
green?
Chris, you gonna be back
I'm
home
making-
for
you gonna make it?
Thanksgiving?
it. You know you gotta get started early. You gotta get started early. Huh?
No, I know how to do it.
Okay.
I said you gonna be home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're doing some inside family. I don't think we're doing them big like we used to.
Well, either like, I mean, you're probably gonna be busy on Thanksgiving. Maybe like the day after or some shit. You gotta come slide to my house to try
Get
this
some green bean
casserole, bro. You gotta try this.
Bring me back a plate.
Give it a shot.
I've tried. I've had green bean casserole.
And we gotta
in
get
my
we
house.
gotta move on, y'all. We gotta
Yeah.
move on to the podcast. It's been 25.
All right. Pick a number, 1 or 2.
1.
One.
It looks like the majority. What'd you say?
One.
Majority has one?
All right, so 1. The quote for the day. All right. Too many people spend money they earn to buy things that they don't want to impress people that they don't like.
You really had me thinking it was like a psychological experiment you were running on, like, are we gonna choose 1 or 2, and like that was gonna say something.
No, I had 2 quotes that were really good, so I was just having you guys pick.
Yeah,
But
I think that's true.
Hold on. Hold on. Should we read them both and then see which one we can dive into?
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
We can do that. Okay,
Let's
okay.
do it.
I'll read the second one. Money often costs too much.
I like that one more.
Money
I like that one more,
costs
too.
much.
Money often costs too much.
I see that.
What you thinking, Chris?
It depends on the viewer, right? It depends on the one, the viewer of the one that's chasing the money.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, in which we know, right, would do anything for money.
Mhm.
So like, it's not costing them anything. Because like that's all that they. You see what I'm saying? Like some people do anything for money. So like money doesn't cost too much because they're willing to do anything. Like it's no cost too high. It's no cost.
They may be willing to, but like looking back, like they're gonna.
They'll rob a bank for some money.
I always get uncomfortable in general when we're like, some people we know, but like in reality, like if we were put in that context with those circumstances, right? Like how differently like would we really act, right? Like and like I think that like that's the point that like I kind of took away from it is like the things you must do to really be success or be wealthy, right? Be rich, right? Like whatever your path is to be rich. Right, like the compromises that it's gonna take for you to get there, right? Like, is it really worth it? And I think that, like, I think that it's kind of like wrong to say like, oh, like those bad people. It's almost like when you're like reading the Bible and you're reading about how bad they are. Like I was reading the Old Testament, and I was like, these people are so bad, and then like it finally hit me. It was like, damn, we're doing the same stuff. Like we're actually still doing the exact same things, and like me too, right? Like me too. Like I would have been a part of that group, like had I have been alive back then. So it's like I always get like skeptical, like when we're able to like remove ourselves and be like, oh, like I would never. But like in reality, like if it came down to like you maybe not selling your soul, but like you compromising on something that you really feel strong and passionate about just for the sake of the success of your company, I would say that may be a well strategized decision, but it you had to pay the price morally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, just going off of that, I would say it almost depends on the person. Because when we think of cost, right? The way I kind of interpret it was in a negative connotation, right? So like, we're paying something, or we're facing this cost or this. Whatever the sacrifice to get more money, in which we don't want to do, right? So like when I say understandably that essentially we probably all would do some type of sacrifice, but in some people a sacrifice is kind of tailored to you, right? So some people won't view that as a sacrifice because all they they desire it so much that it's nothing. Like they will rob a bank to be rich.
Right, but then it costs their freedom.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it costs their freedom, and like I was going off that negative connotation, but like it's totally worth it for them. Like in our case, like that may be a sacrifice in which costs our freedom. Like we're like, I don't know, but in their case, it's like, oh, I don't care if it costs my freedom.
Well, I wouldn't say that like I think like maybe they're going into it thinking that they can get away with it, right? Like I don't think they're going in there saying like, if I go to jail, it'll still be worth it. I think they genuinely believe that they have a well thought out plan in which like they can get away with it and be able to reap the benefits of stealing the money, right? Because like, what can you do with money if you're in jail?
I think some are saying that it's worth it. I think so.
That's an outlier. Like, let's find something more common. Right?
I think I watch too many movies though. Because like
money heist, like y'all dead.
Like seriously,
money heist.
Like seriously, because I do think it's those people is well worth like. No, it's like the repercussion of what I'm trying to get is not greater than what I can possibly get. Like,
but are they doing it for the money? Like, yes, it may be worth it because you know, like your life's mission is to screw the system and you know say F you to the systems and right. But like that's a different MO.
Okay, so let's break down let's break down what we mean in this quote by cost.
By cost, yeah.
Because I interpret it as a negative connotation, right? In the sense of we're all costing something, but like that, I automatically like associated that with us a negative something.
I think it is.
Always?
I mean, read it again.
Yeah.
Money often costs too much.
That is inherently negative. It costs too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no way to spin that.
You're put in a bind to make a very critical decision, right? Of like how you're like if it's worth doing what you need to do to come up with that cost.
But also you gotta.
I mean, can you give us an example of a time where money doesn't cost too much?
I would say. Saying that it costs too much, you have to understand what that cost is, right? And if you don't even understand what that cost is,
so the fact that there always is a cost.
But like my thing is, we're saying that it costs too much, right? And bear with me as I kind of speak through the way that I kind of thought about it. But it's almost like someone in that situation. It's not like it costs too much, because like you don't even understand the entirety of. That's one way to think of it. They don't understand the entirety of what that cost is, right? So they can't even detail how, like if it costs too much, too little, whatever the cost is of achieving what they want, because they don't understand the entirety of the cost.
Argue?
I was about to say, like what's your?
I'm sorry, back. That's just one way of looking at it, and then another way of looking at it is also that whatever that cost is, what I'm trying to get at is by each individual. Like we're saying that it costs too much, but it depends on the person. Is what I'm getting.
Which
at.
I believe is like true to an extent, but it's still.
I forget what that's called.
Costs too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we can only say that.
I mean, it costs different amounts for every person. I could get on board with that, but I still think it.
But some people will say this is well worth it.
What's
like it doesn't like it doesn't cost too much to do. Like I don't have to sacrifice. Like my life isn't a big enough sacrifice for this money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to kill myself anyway, right? I don't value my life. So in the sense of... Metaphorically, sorry, yes.
Hypothetically. Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to say hypothetically.
Right.
But, like, I don't value my life in the sense I want to kill myself anyway.
Right.
So if I'm going after money, if I get locked up and lose my life, I don't care about it.
Like what did you lose?
What did I lose?
I see.
And so, like, that's why I kind of...
lost your future.
But like I don't care about it
because
but you don't care about it now.
You lost all anything potential coming to your life in the future. That's what you lost.
But at the same time, if I'm ready to commit suicide,
just because you don't understand the cost doesn't mean it's not there.
Right. I agree, but then we can't say that the cost is too much.
Yeah, we can.
We can at least say that oftentimes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you guys are forgetting that it says often in the quote. Like,
does it
really comes
money
down
often costs too much.
Often.
Certain situations.
Okay, so I missed that often. But I do want to, I think, because I do hit something on the head where like that often does not apply. So I kind of want to look at it from that. Because like, do you guys follow me when I kind of say like, yes, the cost is still there, but that cost is not worth anything to that individual
who views them.
Maybe
like
at the time,
it's a cost that we well even general, because even the cost that we establish on that person's life. Like,
But why is the only example you're thinking of like someone like going to jail for robbing?
well, like, it fits in a different.
I can give you another.
Yeah, it fits in any.
Another analogy. Let's just go to sports and like a football player who's making millions in the league, right? Their cost is their time, their effort, their energy, sacrificing that family time, sacrificing their health. That's all a cost to them.
I want to take it to Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Because even with that, because what Kyrie Irving is actually doing is not playing basketball right now because he did not get the vaccine.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And so he's missing out on money because, and we could say that. And what is the quote again? So I don't butcher it.
Money often costs too much.
Money often costs too much. And in his point of view, the money is costing him to get the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
What? No.
The money, because that's what it is. The
cost of making money is getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
And giving up the autonomy of your body.
And we would say that that's not too much from outsiders. So these people are saying that that's not too much of a cost.
I see what you're saying.
I see
Like,
your point.
and what word is it trying to? What I'm trying to say is like it's to each individual. What is that called? Like it's
unique.
no, not unique, but it's like when something is like to your liking, like it's to your discretion. Like it's a word for that.
Opinion?
I can't think of it. It's opinionated is one way of saying it, but it's another word, but I can't think of it. But basically, it's opinionated. Yeah, like this quote is opinionated to the person. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna interpret cost differently.
Right.
Exactly, which is why it's like we can't say that.
But oftentimes, money costs too much.
But that's even still though. It's kind of like
Because like in reality, I guess what's wrong with this scenario is that like Kyrie Irving obviously has resources and assets to where losing a couple $1 million is really not even that big of a deal.
But to some people,
Especially like the platform that he's gaining from doing that, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but to some people, they say that like what he's doing is not like it's not worth it. Like you're missing all this money. Like
I see what you're saying, and like I agree with you. But like we're trying to dive into the times where it's often too much.
okay, so
rather
what's
than the ones where it's not.
maybe one more example for our audience, because I do think this is a.
But
a good quote. It's
isn't
really-
Kyrie is literally proof of the quote? Because like money often costs too much, and in his view, right, the cost of making the money is getting the vaccine, and that's too high of a cost.
And I'm not disagreeing with the quote. I'm just saying that it's particularly to each. Like I can give an answer. You can give an answer. You can give an answer.
And we
You can
agree.
give- you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
So,
saying.
like,
Yeah,
my thing is that quote kind of generalizes
everybody.
everyone,
I see what you're saying.
as in like money costs too much. But I think that it's more like money often costs money often costs too much for me. It's kind of like the way I kind of look at it. Like you can only say that by the end of
No. And I
the
like,
individual.
I guess that like maybe what the quote is trying to get at is that for the majority of individuals, for a great number of individuals, this is
money
a
money
recognized theme,
Yeah.
right,
Exactly.
that they've traced. And like I get what
Exactly.
you're saying, like everybody's value systems, their paradigm, like how they view the world,
Yeah.
how they live their lives is all like it's all fundamentally different. So like what you would consider a sacrifice or a great cost, someone may not value.
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
And we agree. I think for the most part, we agree with that.
Yeah.
So
That's deep.
sticking on the money side,
Where the money reside, where the money reside.
if somebody were to give you guys $1 million right now, no strings attached, what would you do with it?
Well, first of all, you gotta wash it. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? I've been watching Ozark.
I know exactly
So
what
if
you're
you,
talking
get,
about.
if you get a bag full of $1 million cash, you can't buy shit with it. The IRS
All
can be
right,
on you.
y'all can come after him. Y'all don't come after me. I'm just asking
I
the
don't know
question.
what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I just count my church funds. I just
No, but
pay my
you
tithes.
can't just show up to a bank with a bag of $1 million and like you're not
You can
gonna
deposit
yes,
it over
you-
time.
I think you can though.
good. But
they
Korea,
gonna
that's
have
still
some
washing
questions.
it.
They gonna
Like,
have some
it don't
questions.
Still
Like,
washing.
All right, and I think
I don't know
this
what
is
y'all talking about.
we should
Now, are you talking about like lottery? Like you?
No,
No.
just like
there's a difference.
Okay.
They still take taxes out of lottery.
Yeah, but at least
Yeah.
you got the money like legally, and they can't
But
say
like
shit about
my
it.
thing
I'm
is,
saying illegally.
Right. Here we go. We got an illegal manner. Right.
You came up on $1 million. right, in a legal manner, what would you do with it?
Right.
Okay. I'd invest most of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least half. At least half.
Oh, it's like for me, it'd be like at least 75%.
Right. I mean, that's probably where I'd end up.
Right.
But I'm saying at least half. But like immediately, I go buy myself a nice meal.
Right. Like the small things. Like
It's the small things that matter.
I probably buy some plane tickets, either fly Sofia here or fly to Sofia. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe take a trip to a little vacation, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not talking about like going to the Bahamas and staying at the nicest resort, but I would go to like take a little trip somewhere and so get a nice little hotel.
It's almost like really like enjoy your life.
Right.
Do stuff you want to do for the first time.
And then also, so obviously I said I'd invest a bunch, and I'd probably like either give my mom a bunch of money to either remodel her house or I'd move her into a new house depending on what she wants. I think she likes her house, so I personally think that she would just want to do some remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I just give her money for that, and then I probably I don't know, maybe buy myself a new car or something. But I mean, my car works fine, so I don't know if that would be the top of my priorities.
Yeah.
I think I would first like take some time. I would
Think
leave.
of
Like
it.
I'm telling you now, like if I ever just disappear, like that's what happened. Like I got a great sum of money and I'm trying to like really center myself so that I use it wisely.
Yeah.
Right. And that I can be like level headed with it.
That's
so
a real adult thing to do.
Right, like immediately, like I'm going, like I'm taking a trip, like I'm like,
You can't make it too you can't make any rush decisions.
right,
Yeah,
right, like
yeah.
right, and like for me, it would be like first like 75% of it, like I can't touch it, like I can't even touch it, like I don't even want, like I want the parameters to where like the most I could get would be like a couple $1,000s on the spot, but like in reality, like I could never pull $100,000 out at one time. Like no, just don't even allow it. So most of that would be spread out through different types of investments, and then I think like for the last half or for the last quarter of it, I would look at my family. So like my mother, like I wouldn't go remodel her house or buy her. Like I would just make sure her bills are taken care of, right? Let me grow this money, then we can stunt. But like first, like with this money that we have, like let's make sure like we can live and we can live comfortably. Like okay, you want to go to the mall and shop, like okay, like you want like your bills to be paid. Like mom and grandma, I can do it. Now my grandma, yeah, like she got to get a house. Like but my mom, like they're cool. But I think after that, like high key, like I would really like take a deep look at like my companies that like I'm involved in now. And like where I want them to be, right? And like really make sure that like my passion is there, and like that's something that I can do full time because like it really is different. Like even like when I took my semester off, like it's a different scene when you're working on your company all day, all night, and that's like all you have, right? Like it's different, and I think that's what I would do.
I think I'd be the brokest millionaire in the world. I'd pay off all my debts, of course. I'd pay off my family's debts.
Right.
Probably make sure my brother's house is paid off. Make sure my mom's house is paid off. I'd give some money to my sisters so they can go to school and pay off their school debts. And I don't really, if that leaves me with like what, 50,000 left or 100,000 left. It depends. It depends on how much is left after all that. I probably would just build my own home studio, or I'll probably just move out and maybe just build my own little section, maybe buy some land and just build some place for me and just build a home studio there.
I can do
And
that
just
for you.
record. You could build it. Just record podcasting and just live. That's just literally what I do. Just live there. Probably get like my own little or solar panel energy, so I wouldn't have to like be on the grid
Type shit.
and just literally just be in my little cabin in the woods.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think you can get something like that that's gonna like completely sustain. Like, you're just gonna have to be on the grid.
Really?
Or I would say it would be unwise. I'm kind of like a secret like survivalist. Like I'm always thinking like, you know what I mean? But I would consider it unwise. I would say certainly like if you want to start to build you a home where it's solely real, like I think it's possible, right? Where you can build a home that's like solely reliable on solar panels. But I'm always looking for backups. I'm always looking for backups.
I'll have a backup generator.
The thing about like solar panels though is like if you just like stay up to, like hooked up to the grid or whatever, you basically sell the energy that your solar panels generate back to the electric company, and basically
they pay it.
Right. It'll either make your electricity bill low, zero, or they'll pay you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
just depends on how. But you know, he's a million, or he's he got $1 million, so I'm assuming he's gonna get the top of the top. Right.
I'll be recording every day.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Mm-hmm.
For me, with $1 million, I mean, everybody kind of hit on it. I just to take the money and, you know, and
Ball out.
nah. I mean, I wouldn't spend it. Like, I mean, instantly. I just think about like strategically how to, you know, move with it. That's about it. Like,
Let me ask you guys: Would you tell anybody?
nah.
Ooh.
No, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all gonna know. Like, damn, like he just gone. Like he ain't even answering the phone. Like, yeah, okay. Like he'll be back. Like he'll be back soon.
Like, would you tell like your family and stuff, or you just gonna keep it? See, I'm the same way. I feel like
My family know.
See, this is how I do it. I might get some controversy from this, but I'm not going to tell my family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll know that I might have come up on some money, but I'm not going to tell them the amount.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's not because I think they're gonna be like, oh, like I need this, I need that.
Right.
No, it's just I'm gonna take it upon myself to make sure that they're taken care of, right? And I'm gonna pay their bills. I'm gonna make sure my sister gets the rest of her tuition paid for. And I'm gonna make sure they're living comfortably while I'm behind the scenes making sure that we never have to ever worry about money ever again.
Longevity.
Yeah. I want to be able to I've told my parents this. I want to be able to retire my mom and my dad, and I want me and my dad to venture off on like our own thing that we've talked about before. So I think the best way for me to do that is to help them out, but then behind the scenes work so that we don't ever have to struggle again. We don't have to worry.
Yeah, because I agree, because I think sometimes we kind of get that out of perspective because we don't deal with such relatively large amounts of money, right? But $1 million is really not that much money.
It's not.
Right? So for me, it's how can we get the longevity?
Exactly.
How can we get more money rather than we made it? For me, it's I barely got a step.
I got a little bit.
Right? Depending on my next move.
Yeah, I got some breathing room, but I still gotta work.
Barely, really.
Yeah.
But million is not enough for you to retire.
No, not at all.
No.
With that kind of ideology, how much is enough?
And that's a different conversation. But
Right.
this
That's
is what
a
I
great
do
question.
know. Right.
That's a great
But this is
question.
what I do know. You can spend $1 million on one car. Right. You can spend $1 million on one home. Right. And that's all you have. You cannot pay the light bill for the home because you spent $1 million on one home. And depending on what part of the nation you buy it in.
So
It's
it,
not
so,
even-
so it comes down to the choices you make
That's right.
with the $1 million.
And there's some things that I think we agree and disagree about. Malik, I wanted to hear what was your point about the remodeling? You don't think that's worth the money?
I want them to be comfortable. But we're not there yet. It's where we tear it all down. Build
I think you misunderstood my point about remodeling. I just want to give her a new kitchen.
Yeah.
And a little wraparound porch because I know.
I would say that's
Yeah.
the part that's individual, though. I would say it's personal discretion on what you would personally do. Your mom has a different kitchen than his mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Yeah.
That's
The whole paying the bills thing, I ain't paying nobody's bills.
Yeah.
My mom, she good with her money. She pays her bills just fine now. But she don't have $20K to get a new kitchen and a wraparound porch.
Yeah.
So that I could do. You know what I'm saying? But I really think the primary thing I would do with the money is invest it. You got to make the money work for you.
That's right.
The more money you have, the more money you can make with the money. You know
That's
what
the
I'm
messed up part.
saying? Yeah.
There was
But is it enough, though?
You said
Yeah.
what?
If I had right, so you said I keep 75% of it, right? So if I had $750K invested right now, hold on, let me see how much I could be.
At just the 1% interest rate, right?
750,000, and let's say we're getting a 10% yield per year, which is if you invest in
That's really high.
An ET, that's the standard return for an ETF for the SPY, the S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
But Anyway, so just 10% of that, right? You're making $75,000 a year.
That's all my mama bills and some shopping money for her. You see what I'm saying?
75, and that's doing that's doing conservative investing.
Right.
Like that's just investing, in like mutual funds or in ETFs and like what I'm saying. And you're making 75 off the $750,000. You're making $75K a year, and like arguably like that's enough to live comfortably.
Right.
So really, with $750,000, if you just leave it, right, invested properly to where you're getting 10% return a year, then like technically you don't ever have to work again.
Mm-hmm.
But see, my thing is I'll let it grow and grow and grow and grow because instead of taking out the $75K,
Just reinvest it.
it reinvest it. So now I have $825K. And so the next year I'm getting more than $75K.
Yeah, and
so it keeps growing and growing.
Compounding, man.
And then plus I'm gonna like be working. Like I'm not gonna like just like sit around and be a lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be working, whether it's like on my own business or like with Chris and Malik, or even if I get like a regular like corporate job working finance or something, and I'm making like $80K a year. I'm investing that too, and we're getting multiple millions. You know what I'm saying? Like. And then once we get multiple million, like my goal is to retire as early as possible, and then just like do whatever I want.
So is having a lot of money is comfortable.
Huh?
But
you need a lot of money.
You don't really need a lot of money to be comfortable though.
But the thing is, if you want to stop working and just like do whatever you want every day for the rest of your life, like go if I want to just get up and go to the Philippines tomorrow, right? And I want to be able to do stuff like that for the rest of my life. If I wake up and I'm like, hey, I want to go to California and I want to go play golf or something, or some like even like stupid stuff. Or if I'm like, hey, I want to buy this business, that I'm really into. Like you need millions of dollars especially as young as if it's different if you're 60, right? If you're 60, you don't need that much money because you're gonna die in like 20 years or so. But like you're 21, you need a lot more money to last the rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And to your point, you're right.
Like you could live comfortably.
That conversation does need to be addressed, but I think it's a much different set of circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, like you're beyond comfortable and like you're just getting greedy, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Like I'm not talking like I need to buy Lamborghinis and stuff, but like just literally being able to do whatever if I want to go somewhere or do something, like I can do.
True freedom.
But then, are you really living if you're depending on the risk of stock? Your money is tied up in stocks, and it could go down and it could go up. Are you really living?
That means you didn't invest your money properly. You didn't diversify.
Right.
And you could lose it all.
I mean, and that's always.
But historically, the market always trends up. Like it's never like
it'll crash.
Like it's gonna go down, but it's also gonna go back up.
And like at the same time, I'm not investing all my money in the stock market. Like I'm gonna own property. I'll probably own a business or two. You know what I'm saying? Like
very diverse.
It's gonna be diversified. So if the stock market crashes, I still got a bunch of other money. Like
why not just own yourself with your money?
I already own myself.
Like instead of just own properties and other things, just own who you are.
Invest in yourself.
You didn't bring up anything about music though.
But
because if I already have the money, then I'm just gonna make the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like he's gonna be able to what he's saying is like he wants the freedom to wake up and go, I want to record a song.
Right.
I'm gonna record it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get what Kabir's saying.
But like
too,
push yourself more to become that artist.
He's saying
but
investing.
I see both sides.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But like if I get that $1 million and I invested all in music and then the music doesn't work out, then I'm broke again.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Is your passion and ambition? I hate I even really brought those words in, but is what you want to achieve by being an artist? Like, is it
the money?
See, I don't
depending on the money.
The music,
right?
Or is it the music? Because
it's the music.
Because it seems like it's the music.
I don't make music to get rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if my goal is to get rich off of music, then I'd probably take a much different path.
Yeah.
Probably one that involves illegal things, and a lot of cash inflow.
This is a very legal podcast, by the way.
We're not
So this is like hypothetical. Like that's not why I make the music. I make the music because first I like to make music, and second, like just the other day, one of my friends hit me up, and he was like, he sent me a snap of him like listening to my song, and he was like this song like really helped me today. Like I wasn't feeling good, and like these lyrics like they hit me. And like they made me feel better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the goals. That's one of the reasons why I make music. You know what I'm saying? Like not only because I enjoy making music, but also because it helps people, and it's relatable. You know what I'm saying? And people like it.
Chris, you've been quiet over here.
I just don't like thinking about hypotheticals like that. Like it's not nothing to think about. I just think it's like one of those things for me. It's like. It's just not my type of
right.
Question. So like I'm just soaking in what everybody else kind of has to say.
See,
about
and on the music thing though, is like if I did like just magically get $1 million, like I said, I would invest it and be smart with it and stuff. But I would obviously still keep making my music, and I would feel okay, putting a little bit into it. Like maybe I'll put like $20K into my music or something. Like. Maybe I'll go record in like a legit studio, and I'll get like a Grammy level mastering engineer and stuff. So like, what I'm saying, I'll get a little promotion team. But like I'm not gonna spend the whole $1 million on my music. I'm gonna spend a small proportion of my money on the music.
For me, I think $1 million is not that much money in like the grand scheme of things, but I feel like $1 million would definitely change my life.
Right. Oh.
For the simple fact that I know my parents wouldn't have to worry.
Right.
Right. Like I would be able to. Like I wouldn't even tell them that I'm paying their bills. I would just do it and just let them be surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
the most selfish thing you.
Yeah. You're right. I would just make smart decisions. I've never been like fascinated with like fancy watches or like high end clothes or shoes. Like that doesn't really interest me at all. And when I listened to the Full Send podcast the other day, and Chad Ochocinco was on there, and he was talking about how his first 2 years in the league, he lived in the stadium. He didn't even have an apartment. He just lived there so he could save his money. Yeah. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Why don't a lot of other people do that? You got everything you need. You got
the
food.
radical saver.
Yeah. He was like, I was the brokest person in the league. He was like, I pretended like I didn't have money at all. He was like, to this day I still drive a smart car. He was like, I shop at Walmart. Yeah. He was like, I've never spent any of the money that I made from like the games and stuff. And I'm like, wow, why can a lot more people be like that?
Yeah. Mm. See, now we're talking about more of my alley about saving tactics. But I think it is time to kind of wrap us out.
But Chris, you're telling me you wouldn't have a strategy of what to do with your $1 million.
Well, it's not that I don't have a strategy, but like I just don't like. It's a deeper type of hypothetical type thing, and I'm not really into a bunch of hypotheticals.
I feel like it's really not that complicated though.
But like for me, it is. And
would you at least tell somebody?
What?
That you got.
Well, no. Yeah, no.
No. So you have no clue what you would do with $1 million.
It's not that I don't have a clue, but like when the time comes, it comes. But I just think that's like not one of the things that I hypothesize. Like it's not one of the things
because it's never gonna happen.
Well, it's not that it's never gonna happen, but like on my scale of hypotheticals, it's less likely to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like
okay, but you still don't know it. Okay, so that's all we have for.
Yeah, I was trying to. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Well, because I just don't understand why you can't just give like what you would do. Because I feel like, you have to have an idea of what you would do with $1 million. But I'm just trying to figure out why you're being so guarded about.
Are you saying
it's not
you
really
want to
guard?
give
It's just
like false hope, or
it's not really false hope. It's just like not hypothetical that I found. My juice, like it's not my juicy hypothetical, if that makes sense. Like my hypothetical is more like, or no, this is a bad example, but I was gonna say like I'll be more like a hypothetical person about like robbing a bank or something like that. I feel like that would be more like a how would you get away with robbing a bank? Like that's more of a you know, it's just different hypotheticals for different people, I guess. But like,
but you couldn't just give like a quick 30
well,
second.
no, I said I did give a 30-second. I said that pretty much everything that you guys said was like I would say investments. But like I'm not thinking
It's not going into too detail.
Yeah.
You do exactly what
it's just it's not.
I
too
get
much
it.
detail.
I just wasn't expecting the better hypothetical would be the right.
Yeah, I was not
I probably
expecting
would,
that way.
and I was gonna say honestly, I probably wouldn't get into that either because it's probably not that good of a hypothetical either. To be honest, that was just an example that was already on the tip of my tongue, but probably I doubt that I would get too much in it. I would probably just say like, just rob a bank. Like, what do they do in a movie? You feel me? Like I don't know. Like I don't either. Like, of course, $1 million. Like I just think of like
You're not big on hypotheticals. I think we got it.
all right. Hey, but look, y'all, we just heard us talk about our Thanksgiving meals. Y'all, you know, take this, and I think we're gonna call this one $1 million, right? Because I mean,
$1 million worth of game.
it's a question that you
$1 million
guys
Thanksgiving.
it's a question that you guys got to ask yourself. But let's take them out with you guys last minute
Closing thoughts.
closing thoughts. Yeah, what you got?
So the song I just referenced a minute ago that my friend texted me about, it's one that multiple people have been telling me that they like. So well, obviously if you haven't listened to my album yet, go listen to the album in the beginning.
It's a very good album. Very good album.
Thank you. More specifically, the song that I'm talking about is Through the Rain.
Yeah.
So if you don't have time to listen to the whole album and you just want to listen to a song, Through the Rain, and it's through like THRU.
They'll find it.
But yeah.
Through the Rain.
Be patient with yourself. Give yourself room to grow and to change. Give yourself room to
Here it
change.
goes.
And as always, be bold. Be great.
Good beer.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Get some sweet potatoes and yams.
Happy Black Friday too.
Yes. Be safe out there. Seriously. Be safe.
Oh, it is Black Friday when they hear
Black
this.
Friday.
People fight over towels.
Don't let money cost you too much.
Don't let it.
Stay tuned for what we got coming out soon, and we'll see you next week.
See you.